So if you can turn your attention to the silence, the stillness, the peace, which is available to us whenever we turn our attention to the source. We discover this beautiful, peaceful quality. This peace is not an experience that you are having. It is rather an experience of your being, your true nature of yourself. It is what you are, the still, silent presence, to which and out of which your experience is made of. So invite every cell of your body, every aspect of your being to soak in that silent presence. It is not an effort, it is an effortless sort of a relaxation. We're sort of listening, being this listening, being this. Not knowing. Which is the presence and the reality of yourself, of awareness. So invite every hum, every murmur, every sound within your being to express that stillness and to reveal to you that although your experience is an expression of the stillness, it does not disturb it. There is no disturbance within presence. Because as presence, there is no reality outside of presence. nothing is happening, and yet the sound of the fire truck appearing and dissolving within what? Where is it now? Sounds may appear and disappear. Thoughts, sensations. You remain as you are. The causeless peace of being. Not somebody with their stories and their history. But you as this transparent, borderless, edgeless presence. Where everything that appears is appearing within the same space as awareness, which does not appear, and yet nothing which appears to you is apart from you. Not you, the story, the mother, the father, the son. Not you, the body, mind. But the real and the true and only you. Which is a infinite, invisible reality, undeniable. How joyful it is to be free from the sense of limitation, from the feeling of personal effect, which is just a mind twist. You are not defined by any mind twist or any feeling, are you? What is it that feels hurt in the absence of identification? Identification with an image, a personality, a feeling. What for? What for do you need to carry along this image of yourself? Old beliefs and feelings about others, family, friends, partners. Old sorrows and regrets. What for? Can we be freshly in this moment, the love that we are, the joy of being, the openness, the open door, the open heart, which requires no invitation. It's always open, loving, intelligent, and discerning, but in a loving way. You don't need the past for that, do you? Be freshly this moment, moment by moment, the freshness of being, not knowing, the clarity, the transparency, the innocence. So that the light can shine through you. To welcome everybody as yourself. With love and compassion and friendliness. To be giving rather than needing and taking. Because it's in giving that you are fulfilled. Everything is given through you. You are the conduit of God's love. not an object in need, lacking, seeking. The help and the love that you need is within the help and the love that you give, that you share, that you open yourself to, recognizing in the other the very love that is within you. There are no barriers around love, around truth. There are no honors. We say the ocean of love, the ocean of truth. One indivisible ocean. Manifesting as your very being and manifesting as all beings, human, animal, all existence. The manifestation of this one reality. You don't need to maintain the old stories, do you? What for? Old traumas of your youth, the youth of the body, traumas, all ages, the childhood traumas, the teenagers' trauma, the adult traumas. Where are they right now in this moment of being? Of what use are they? As you recognize yourself as this transparent beingness. And you recognize others as that very same transparency. There's no difference. How lovely the songs of the birds, the singing of the birds. So beautiful. So if you have any questions, anything that you would like to explore, please make sure you unmute your mic. Oh, hello, Holger.
Hello, Magdi. It's so beautiful that I can hear your words.
Yes.
What a gift. I mean, it's a priceless gift to me. And just gratitude. And yeah.
Any questions? Hello, Majid.
Hi, Magdi. Thank you for the beautiful meditation. And today you expressed some ideas. It's just I was thinking more or less the same thing today. You know, I asked you in the last couple of meditations about some confusions I'm having. And I would like to share some of the some thoughts or feelings I had today after long confusion. Maybe some clarity. I would like you to confirm. Maybe at the end I ask you one question. So the confusion, as I asked you last time, was about the sense of pain and the sense of conflict and the tensions with me thoughts, the personal, the false person thought, and also the fear of meeting with other people and seeing other people as maybe the source of the conflict sometimes. So this, I saw today, it's the source of the problem comes from the original thought or idea I had at the beginning, around the year 2000, when I started seeking, and I was listening to some teaching And the teaching was saying that we have to contend with the pain and with the like the misperception that you talked about in the meditation, that there's a perception that there's a me, and it's carrying the whole past, it's carrying all the hurts. And last time we said like this feeling and this thought of being hurt, of having pain. Sometimes it starts with the idea that there is a me, and this me at the most superficial level is suffering from the idea of some kind of feeling of superiority to other people. And that kind of a sense of superiority is rare compared to the more to the deeper and more persistent sense of inferiority, really. There's no other way to express it. There's a sense of being less than anybody, of total unworthiness. And I was trying to, like the idea of being in the story, the idea of being the ugly duckling that everybody rejects. That's really hiding behind this false superiority, and sometimes even some thought of or some behavior like false modesty, trying to appear like that one is really compassionate and understanding of other people, but really in a condescending sort of way. So I was asking, why is this? How to resolve this sense of the deep sense of unworthiness, the sense of being totally unworthy. And I was, it was that sense that was hiding from people in fear and in total anxiety. And it was at the same time the sense that driving the meditation and the inquiry. It's like you said last time. It's not the love for truth really, but from the point of view of awareness, that is true sometimes. But from the point of view of the personal me, the search is driven by this seeking for a solution that would end the feeling of unworthiness. And then the idea or the thought came to me that this thought of unworthiness itself was seeking to establish the sense of being very important and very special. And the personal me was trying to self-affirm itself, to continue itself by saying that I'm somehow special because I am unworthy, and I can continue to have this sense of conflict with other people because at the same time I'm seeking their approval of this identification, of this identity as being unworthy. And yet there is the paradox of, or the conflict of wanting their love, of waiting for their approval. And it is this, at that moment I understood that there is no the whole identity as either unworthy or seeking other approval is a fiction. And the real meaning of the identity, the real meaning of non-duality, is the understanding that there is no other to be judged, just as there is no me to be judged. The judgment of me as worthy or unworthy was what was continuing the conflict and was continuing this identity. And that was itself the sense of separation, that there was no need for. It was, as you said, there was no need for this, carrying this burden all the time for maybe now many, many years. Just seeking to prove to the existence of non-existent me. And it was not that I was judging others as continuing my conflict. It was that I was judging myself as unworthy. And by that same token, I was judging others. And as long as I kept to judging myself, I could not see that the other was really me. It was not my enemy. It was the same as me. There was no difference. So I don't know if this understanding is really as it should be, the correct one. There only remains one question, is what I heard that from maybe Eckhart Tolle, that there is this pain body that remains as a residue from the past. And this pain body needs to be cleared or needs to be purified, or like you say, some sadhanas, or so I don't know how much time and how much effort. And I have understood that really I'm not, even the ego that I thought was mine is not really mine. I've inherited that from the collective ego, and I don't really reach any solutions by myself or through my thoughts. So even this purification, I don't know if it is me that is going to be purifying, or if this purification is going to be received as a grace from God. So sorry for the long question.
That's fine. Let me talk a little bit about the second part of your question, the pain body and what you mentioned, purification. Now, in your contemplation of your true nature, and in the contemplation of consciousness, you can come to the understanding that I am consciousness, that I am not the body-mind, that I am not a form, that I am the transparent, the reality of consciousness. So that understanding, of course, requires a certain study, a certain contemplation, a certain reasoning. But upon the execution of the proper contemplation, inquiry, investigation, and contemplation, you can come to the understanding that, yes, I refers to the transparency, the formless awareness. Now, this understanding is, of course, a very important understanding, but it does not completely free you. It doesn't completely deliver. It doesn't deliver the complete package. There is another aspect to the contemplation, which is I don't use the word pain body, but since you brought it out via Eckhart Tolle, there is at the feeling level, I think that Rupert talks about the tantric approach or something like that, and Francis talks about the yogas, the various yogas that relate to the feeling level. So at the feeling level, there is what remains is the alignment of the body, of the feeling state with the understanding. So there are two aspects to the contemplation: the alignment of the mind and the alignment of the body at the feeling state. And just a couple more words about at the feeling state. Life presents you once the mind is clear about what you truly are. Life will continue to present you challenges, some small ones and some big ones. So this would be your laboratory in a way. These will be the God's gifts to you to help you with that phase of your contemplation. And of course, you also have the guidance of the teachers. Now, in terms of the first part of your question about the worthiness or non-worthiness, the worthiness and non-worthiness applies to what you imagine yourself to be, not what you are. So yes, as Majid, or as a father, a mother, a person, a teacher, a friend, whatever, there are certain aspects to that body mind that are limited. I mean, you can only lift such a weight, you can only work so hard, you can only sleep so much, etc. As a body mind, there are limitations, and these limitations, they don't relate at all to worthiness or non-worthiness. They're just aspects of the body mind. There are some body minds that are very talented musically, others that are very talented in speech, others that are very talented in silence and listening. There are body minds that are part of a big culture, others that are only children. Their conditioning is very different. Their reactions is very different. Their expression is very different. Their sensitivity is very different. But irrespective of all the spectrum of variations and variability within the body mind, it doesn't have anything to do with worthiness, being worthy or of praise or of blame. Worthiness relates to the imagined me, the imagined others. So you imagine others, and we imagine their love, and because we're imagining their love, this imagination is within us, and so we feel within us that which we imagine. So if we're imagining something really fearful, something unloving, you will immediately experience it within yourself, because that imagination is within you. Similarly, when you imagine that you're very loved and very popular and very intelligent, you will experience those feelings, because also those imaginations, this projections, is occurring within you. So in a way, you are within the bubble, within that bubble, and within this bubble, you're spinning a clockwise spin or counterclockwise spin. So clockwise you feel good, counterclockwise you don't feel good. But because within that bubble, there isn't the absolute clarity about yourself. It's not available within yourself. In the absence of this absolute clarity, the mind thinks, oh, this is good, this is bad, and then later, then that which was good is now bad, and that which is bad is good, and and so on. It's spinning in free fall. So you will experience, oh yeah, wow, this is great, and then that same thing that was great, oh my God, how awful it is, because there isn't the absolute clarity. So within the sense of identification, within your imagination, everything is occurring. But within your being, within your reality, nothing is occurring. Nothing of the sort is occurring. It's just a piece of being. So there are two different dimensions. There is a dimension of being worthy or unworthy, being high up on the pedestal, then being down in the ravine, being up on another pedestal, then down in the ravine. In that realm, that's how the realm of the personal self is. We're into our sorrows, our old traumas, and then we forget them for a moment. We're now experiencing something, a new experience which develops into another history. So now we have a new history, maybe a happy history, but then this happy history will not be really happy, because happiness doesn't occur in history. It's our true nature. So that which is temporarily happy then becomes sorrowful after some time. You can see that in relationships, in relationships. And the older sorrows before that are still there, because we're living in the accumulation process. The accumulation process meaning the image, the me image in time. It's the me image in time. But you see, we learn, and we get it. At some point we start to get it. We realize, there is a learning process, and intelligence starts to bloom within you. That whole whirlpool of worthiness, or positive or negative worthiness, the self-esteem, being loved by others, loving others, that whole realm of imagination is not that where you want to spend your life. It's not where you want to bank. You don't want to make your deposits at that bank. But they say, been there, done that. So, at the body-mind level, we are unworthy. We are worthy and we are unworthy. So we accept it. Okay, fine. Yeah. It's not possible to be loved by everybody. It's not possible. I mean, there are some people who sometimes they love you, next thing, and same with you. You may enjoy some people's company, that sometimes things change within you. You don't enjoy that company in the same way. You have to accept that. That's nothing. That's just how the stream flows. But it doesn't define. It doesn't define your true happiness. You see.
You started saying that this this particular understanding is not what completely frees you. Can you elaborate what it is that completely frees?
So
how do we find the complete liberation?
Yeah, well, in a way, you find it and it finds you. So although you have to be very sincere with yourself, it's not sufficient for you to understand all is consciousness and that's it. No, it has to be real. It has to be your lived experience, right? What's the point of having the understanding all is consciousness and somebody tells you, oh God, you were stupid yesterday, you said the things you said were really stupid, and you feel like you want to punch them. That's not or yes, something happened to the stock market and you're depressed for 2 weeks and you need to take all sorts of antidepressants or whatever. That's not so. It has to be your lived experience. So that in your life, all sorts of things are happening, but at the same time, experientially, there is no disturbance. You're responding, of course. It depends, some things happen right in your backyard, so you respond to them. Some things happen in, God knows where they're happening, and you may respond if if you're drawn to or not. But the key thing is that the peace is not disturbed. So when you are challenged, the way we know we are challenged is because we're feeling something. We're feeling, oh, when are they going to stop? They say, when are they going to stop? So we're feeling that. So in that moment, there is, at the feeling level, a sense of separation. So you have to explore that. One of the ways of exploring that is to be still, to be silent, and to be open completely, without any position, not to take any position vis-a-vis the feeling that is arising within you. To sort of be there, be fully there, fully open, and to sort of say, okay, yes, that's fine. Let me experience that. I don't know what that is. I'm completely open to it. Let me explore. Let me see what it is, to see what it is. So you're not taking a me position about, oh my God, when are they going to stop? I cannot stand it anymore. No, you are doing internal work. You're not just engaged into, what's wrong with them, but you're doing it, the internal work. The internal work is no longer about the belief that they are a separate person or that I'm a separate person. It's at the feeling level. So at the feeling level, it's helpful to contemplate that in your experience, in this moment, for example, in your experience, everything that's appearing to you is appearing in the open space of awareness. And whatever appears to you is 100% neutral, 100% impersonal. To explore your relationship with the feelings, with their internal sensory realm, from the perspective of consciousness, that everything that is appearing is impersonal and neutral. It's equal to the weather. It's equal to the sunshine. So a sensation arising within you is equal to the sun shining over the valley. The same. It's arising in the same space, and it's being perceived within the same awareness and by the same awareness. So not to take the step in the personal preservation, not to take those steps. And if you do take those steps in the personal old pattern, not to judge yourself for that. Say, okay, because it's always a fresh moment. Every moment is always a fresh moment. There isn't a past or a future to it. So what's available to you every moment is this pure presence, which is the infinite potential of God, is available to you and is what you are. So it's complete availability. You don't need to carry, oh, why did I do this? Or when will this end? No, you are in the timeless, in the eternity of presence. And so at the body-mind level, you invite yourself to experience the body as consciousness. So the body at the feeling level is borderless, is limitless. So your belly, your chest, the rear of your body, the back of your head is all expanded into the space. There is no physical body in which you are contained. The body is the universal body. Because if you as consciousness is universal, is absolute, is limitless, then the body of consciousness is also absolute and limitless. So the contemplation, the yogas have to do with an internal work where you're inviting your entire experience, the feeling level, to the infinity of consciousness. So when you're hearing this plane, it's the universe that is hearing, experientially. Or as you're hearing these words, it is the universe that is hearing these words. And it is the universe that is speaking these words. Not just to understand that, but to go to the sense of that.
I mean, sometimes it's not only if you get away from people for some time, it can also be just the computer, the reaction to the computer or to very small things. And, the mind or the ego can get enraged very quickly at just the slow reaction or slow response of the keyboard sometimes, or the mouse or something.
There is a master, there is a programmer of the computer. There is a master of the mind. The mind has a master. If the mind gets enraged, then the master has to do a little bit more work with his puppy.
Yes, yes. I realized that for many years, the way I was doing the inquiry very wrong was that I was asking the mind, and the mind was giving the answers, and then it was a fight all the time. In the last few weeks, what's been happening is that I've been asking the question, and sometimes the answer comes of its own accord, maybe a couple of hours or 4 hours later, maybe sometimes during the night. Just a very quick and clear and short answer.
Right, because
it's not my mind that's giving that.
Right. So the question is being asked by you, not by your mind, by you, consciousness, and it's being asked to you, to consciousness.
Yes.
And the mind gets on board. The mind gets on board. If you're asking the question to the mind, then the mind gets its power, and it's not going to give you any satisfaction. That's for sure. But you're asking in the wrong direction. Yes, you're actually asking yourself. Consciousness is contemplating itself. It's never contemplating its creation. Why would it? It knows it's the creator. So it's contemplating itself. It contemplates itself and says, yeah, I'm the creator. I'm the reality. I am the perceiver, and I am that which is perceived as one. Not a particular object, but the totality. So yes, it's not the mind that you're addressing. It's always consciousness, and it's always consciousness that is addressing. So it's consciousness that is addressing itself. Okay?
Yes. Yes.
And the mind gets somehow infected by that understanding, by that contemplation. I. So it's I. It's contemplating itself. And the mind gets the antivirus, the vaccine, it gets vaccinated by that contemplation of I. Okay, Majid?
Yes. Yes. There is a Sufi saying about that. There's a Sufi saying about that. That's the mind. The consciousness or the awareness never sends anybody as a messenger. It sends itself from itself to itself.
Yes.
Via itself.
Yes.
With its own message.
Beautiful. Yes. Yes, absolutely.
Thank you.
Okay, Majid.
Very beautiful.
Okay, thank you. Let me see.
Hello.
Yes, Jared. Hello, Jared.
Hello, Jarek. Can you hear me, Magdi?
Yes, I hear you, Jarek. Yes.
Okay, thank you. It's nice to hear you again and to attend to this meeting. At my place, it's now after midnight, so I am a little bit sleepy, but I decided to ask a question.
Yes.
So my question is the practical one. Now in my life, I am like a single. So sometimes, for example, today I had some need inside to have some good conversation with my brother. I have twin brother. He lives with his parents, but I love him very much. But you know, he has some like okay. What I want to say that when he's smoking, you know, he smoke some cigarettes, and when I talk with him, I can feel in my body the pain of this not clear lungs, and it's hurt me, and because I would like to for him to not do this, but this is his life, so I feel like hopeless about this.
Yes.
And I need like accept that that's what it is, and I need to accept that I can have such conversation as I wish, because for my goodness, I need to like shorten this conversation because it's painful for me. And when I'm hearing you that about this accepting whole experience, that it's like no distinction, like you feel the weather, but this like I feel, because when you like in the weather and there is rainy, you put your umbrella, so you take also some caring for your body. So
yes,
there is the place when you need to say like, okay, I explore feelings. I need to like feel deeply, because sometimes I sacrifice my because I want to like have this better connection with him. So I go to these painful experiences, but I don't like want to feel to be used by him, because we need to take like taking care of him. So
yes.
so it's my approach is good, or what can you say, Magdi, in your experience when you feel
Yes, yes.
when you feel in your close ones, you feel like hopeless, and you love your relatives, but
yes,
out as a human.
yeah, I understand.
Okay, I think I need to take off my headphones because they
yes,
off.
yes. So, you know, of course, not just because he is your brother. Of course, it's very special that he is your brother, but even more than our brother, sometimes we're aware of some people suffering, and we want to help them. We want them to be happy, you see. And sometimes we can do some things, you know. Sometimes it's possible to, when there is an opportunity, and when there is somebody who's open, you know, somebody who is available to hear, to listen, you know, then it's wonderful, because then, you know, it's possible to share, you see. And sometimes, you know, we feel the pain and the sorrow, but it's not possible to do anything, or the other person is not open, you know. And when there isn't an openness, you can't, you know, like the baby, you know, open, they go like this, and you have to force the food in their mouth, you know. It's not like that for adults, you know. For children, of course, we have to make sure, I don't know, for the mother to feed the baby, whatever. But with the adult, you can't, you see. So then, of course, what do? You know, you're still feeling that the sense of sorrow and wishing you could help, but you still love them, you see. There is still the love, you see, and the love is very powerful, you know. Of course, to help others is good too, but the most powerful is not visible. It's not like, oh, I'm going to give you food, I'm going to give you this, I'm going to give you that, you see. What the invisible is the love, you see. So you still love him, you know, and so that's very beautiful. So you recognize the love. There is two things in you. There is a love, which is beautiful, and there is, I want to help him. I want to help him, and I cannot help him, you see. So the I want to help him is a good thing, but when it's not possible, then I want to help him, say, okay, I want to help him, but it's not possible. Then there is peace.
Sorry to interrupt you, but this is the painful part from my side, that
Yes.
I am like seeing the close one of my family doing some harmful things
Yes.
to and they don't agree for his potential, but he don't like. I know it, but I can say this from my experience, because I have now living in different environments, so it's easy for me to see this perspective. And in his shoes, maybe he has like his own way, but it's for me, it's like difficult to, that I need to like, I know that, okay, this has happened, I am like hopeless, and I need to like create my life with the people who are like similar to me, and not expected from my brother to change and like meet my expectation.
Yes.
So, and
you know,
it's difficult.
Jared, we are all the brothers of God. First, we are all the children of God. Then we are the children of mother and father. We are all the brothers of God. Then we are the brothers of Jared, the brothers, you know, of Megdi, etc., etc. This is the first brotherhood, is a brother of God, and because God is our brother, as a metaphor, you know, he's always available, always taking care. He's taking care of your brother. God is taking care of your brother, you see. But the thing for you is the inner conflict. The inner conflict is not about the love. No, the inner conflict is, I want to help my brother, but I am not possible. It's not possible to help him. He is in a different stratosphere. He's in a different orbit. He's in a different orbit. You are orbiting this way, and he's orbiting this way. So you don't cross the orbit, you see. So what is the problem? The problem is you don't accept it. Or maybe, okay, I don't mean it personally, but maybe you don't understand it. You don't understand that God is made an orbit for you, brother. It's orbit A. And now he make orbit for you. Before it was this orbit, now it's a different orbit. Okay. In the orbit you are now, you see, because you speak to your brother, but he's not, he's like maybe not available. Okay. Or very little available. So what is a problem is your acceptance. Your acceptance. You still feel some form of false responsibility, not the correct responsibility, a false responsibility. Because the correct responsibility is love. It's not a personal, it's love. So from the love, you express your feelings about your brother smoking. If you find out he's not hearing, then you express the love within yourself for your brother. You have the love for your brother. Because you cannot make somebody hear. If you put your ears here and I speak, you cannot hear a word. I can speak and speak and speak and speak and speak, and I get very frustrated. But what can I do? You see, I can understand, Jared is right now not available. So I say, okay. So then I ask any other questions because you're not available, you see. It's the same way. So you need to understand that we are universal being, that we are all one being, not the different beings. We're all one being. And within this one being, all manifestations are happening, everything. Lion is catching the gazelle. The volcano is exploding. The flowers are blooming. The birds are singing. Your brother is smoking his lungs, is getting sick. My brother, same in different way. My mother dead. My daughter, a new baby. It is all within the one consciousness, you see. And it's all one, not my personal life, my personal brother. In your direct vicinity, because it's limited, you cannot see 10 miles away, you can only see 200 yards away. So within your limited, there are a certain experience. And within this experience, you share the love. You share the love to everything, not just to your brother also to your brother. You say, hey brother, I hear your lungs, I hear how you, I hear, can you take a look at that, whatever. I don't know, whichever way you speak.
Typically when I share that this is not comfortable to me to have such a long conversation with him, because I feel for him because he usually want to break the conversation, and he said that his own stuff, and so it's a little bit difficult. But as I hear you, that you teach me that this is life, so I need to accept the whole part.
And you have to respect his freedom, you see.
Yes, of course.
You are presenting to him a flower. He is free to take it or not to take it.
Yes, of course.
The offer, if he takes it, if he doesn't take it, no problem, no problem. The most important thing is the peace within, because from the peace within, you are always available. Freshly, a new moment, you're available with the same love, the same peace. You are not available as, I'm frustrated, I'm failing with my brother, etc. Because if you are like that with I'm failing with my brother and so on, you are not fully available because there is stuff going on. There is.
Yes. So you teach me that I shouldn't create story about him. That I call him and will be again the same feeling. No, yeah, I need to be in fresh thing. But the past was happened over again.
Absolutely.
So it's for me in this it's and even when I see in this open space, it's the momentum of the past and it's
yes, a fresh moment where You are not?
Because we so sorry, we have to because I think we have such a this when you are in this like open space, we want to like give the freedom to others,
Yes.
but they just sometimes choose the old way, and you don't
No,
do that.
in the open space of awareness, everything is free. The bird is free to come and land on the branch, and the eagle is free to come and catch the bird.
Even all the like pattern also is free to be.
Now, when an old pattern arises, we have the freedom and the intelligence to see that in the old patterns, we are repeating the old stories, and there is no happiness, there is no freedom, there is no freshness. We have the capacity to see that whenever we are spinning in our ideas about ourselves, our ideas about my brother, our ideas about my government, whenever there is this spin, which has to do with the old, there is a limitation. There is not the full openness.
But Magdi, do you don't have like this longing of your heart to in your like environment, in your like space, there would not like you prefer not to be some harmful things like this eagle like kill the mouse or something, like you prefer to not happen these things, like maybe there are some place, but because it's I think this body has such like maybe idealistical thing that if he is his power to not to see and has these things, but no, I don't.
In terms of your question about our engagement in the world, yes, we are engaged in the world, and we do engage in the world. But can we engage in the world from a place of love, beauty, and intelligence? And it's the love is not a self-sacrifice. There's a difference. It's not self-sacrifice. Love is loving across the board. We also honor our inner peace and our inner capacity. I would love to share the peace and the experience of peace with 7 billion human beings. Of course, we love that because we love everybody. But, we do satsang, 10 people come, 12 people come, whatever, it's beautiful, okay? So you if something arises within you from your love, do you want to help cleaning the neighborhood, it comes from your love, and you do it from that love, you see, not I have to fix the world. Of course, you want to make more beautiful a neighborhood, you see, but it's not a mission. It's just arising out of your love, you see. So then you do it, and then after 2 days, 3 days, you're tired. You say, okay, I feel like I'm resting now. So you rest now. Then next day, you find maybe other people cleaning everything, or you find people throwing more garbage. You don't know. But you stay with your freedom, you see. And of course, you see people throwing things in the garbage, you're cleaning and they making a mess. It's not happy. You don't feel happy. But, this is part of in our life. There is a personal self. A lot of people live with a personal self. They think if they throw something on the street, who cares, because it's not, I don't care, you see. And that's happening. And you see it, you see. And so we understand that in this phenomenal realm, there is that aspect. And we also understand that we experienced unhappiness. And we experience unhappiness, and we realize that unhappiness is calling us to happiness. The unhappiness is calling us, is a voice saying, hey, come to me. You see, come to me. Because we cannot stay with the unhappiness. See, and we cannot fix the unhappiness in the world or in the mind. The only way to fix unhappiness, truly fix unhappiness, is to go to the source.
Yes. So you are saying that we are like responsible for our own happiness, and we like mainly we need to.
Our own happiness is everybody's happiness. If you are taking care of your happiness at the expense of other people's happiness, you will find a failure. You will not find the happiness. Your happiness is connected with everybody's happiness. Fairness, the sense of compassion, the empathy, the sympathy towards. So it's not a selfish happiness, it is happiness. And happiness is what we are. So when you are looking for happiness for yourself, then you are an object and you're looking for a car, for money, for power, for people to applaud you, for beautiful image, I don't know. But no, I don't mean this way. I don't mean like a personal happiness. Happiness is universal.
Because I want to clarify why I said this. Because Magdi, you like touch the like tender part of me. Because in my childhood, I had like, as I said before, I had some alcoholic father, and I was like, I put all my efforts as a child to show him that I have worth and we have family, and to not, from his part, to not drink. But I put all my effort as individual, as a child, but it was like for nothing. I because he still chose to drink, and this is the feeling which you said that you mentioned in this example. You can clean, but other people still can like dirt the place. So it was like I can notice. I had this feeling of.
Yeah. But everything that you do out of love, irrespective of it works or not, it has an effect. Sometimes we cannot see the effect, and sometimes the effect come out 20 years later. We don't know. But we cannot, when we feel like we want to do something out of love, then it's just we do it. It's like you see somebody throwing something on the floor, you feel like picking it up, you pick it up. You pick it up just like that. You don't know what effect it has. You don't know. Maybe somebody 20 feet away walking, when he looks and he sees you do that, and then he continues walking, something happens to him. I don't know. Something, he sees you just picking up somebody else's, something happened to him. You don't know. You will never know.
Yes, because I think when we choose a love, we act with this understanding of connectivity.
Yes.
We don't like buy this ego separation stuff.
Yes.
But this is like sometimes it's connected with being open to difficult feelings.
Yes.
We don't like close ourselves to this difficult, painful part.
Yeah. Yes. So our connectivity is in our true self. Our true self is already open. It's effortlessly right now, me and you, we are one. There's no effort, there's no separation. It's not our true nature. The separation comes when we add. It's like we add a story, me and you. I like what you said, I don't like what you. But our true nature, in our essential nature, is this openness. So the work is more in dropping the old habits, the stories. Then you find yourself as you are, like we are now, in this openness.
Yes, sometimes it's difficult to believe that we need so like not so much, so simple. It's
Yes.
It's so difficult to mind to accept that the
Yes.
happiness can be so like,
Yeah.
how to say, so not complicated.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. The mind likes to continue to spin, says, no, yes, but. Okay.
I'm very grateful
Lovely.
for your answer and
Wonderful.
connectivity.
Lovely to talk with you. Any questions?
Maggie?
Hello, Zoe.
Hi, I just wanted to say to this wonderful gentleman who just spoke, the love you shared with your dad all those years ago just touched everybody on this meeting. Thank you.
Thank you for your words. I appreciate. Thank you very much.
Magdi.
Hello, Mina.
Hello. It was very touching now for me to hear Yarek's words about his brother, because I lived for many years the same with my son. I know exactly what he's speaking about. And it's very difficult to see someone that you love very much, how he's taking away that you cannot understand. But with the years, more and more cleared up, and I could let go and say, okay, like you said it very, very beautifully with this orbit, that everyone has his own way, has his own destiny. And it also maybe a part that is egoistic to think that the other has to function as I want. And I don't know what he is living this way,
right.
Why he is living like that. Maybe it's for him very important.
Yes.
I want to fix something, but exactly this situation is important for him to realize something.
Yes.
And it's very, also now with the work with you and these satsangs I'm sharing, this, it's very, very beautiful how all is falling in his place, and I can let go, and I see that all is, yes, all is as it should be.
Yes. Yes, the way a house is built is stone by stone by stone by stone by stone, a lot of labor. And in our life, if every one of us, if we look at our life, we find somehow, I'm certain that each one of us, we find in our life some really crazy times and things that we did and things we experienced, and that are, we wonder at the time, oh my God, like, how awful. And yet after a while, and maybe it takes many years, we realize that, oh, it was all, as you say, just as it should be. Everything is part of everything that's just right. There is just right. And the whole show is one show, or one could say many finite shows for every personal mind, but it's all within that one totality, and it's interconnected within that one totality, like the sun is shining on the lake. It's all these little crystals of light on top of the lake, and then it shines on the tree. It's very different. And this shines on the house. It's very different how it appears, but it's the same sun, the same sun. Similarly, for all of us, everything that is happening is interconnected. Is that one breath? Is that one movement? And we, at this point in our experience, us here together, we realize, wow, this is this totality, and I am this totality. Everything that's happening in this moment is just so open, so free. So there is nothing standing in the way of anything. It's all just right, just right, and that there aren't separate things. There isn't like, oh well, I'm separate from blah 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 blah. Even the thought of separation is intimate with consciousness. Even the thought that says, oh no, it's all separate. I'm alone in the world. I'm feeling it. That feeling and that thought is intimate with I awareness. It's so we come to realize that we realize, oh my God, it was just like waking up from the dream, the illusion of tomorrow, yesterday, me in time, when will this and when will that, and why did this and why did that? I have 2 children and they are very different, and one of them has very strong opinions. And of course, my relationship with somebody who has very strong opinion is like, okay, can I please say something? No, okay, no, later. I'll say later. It's different with the others. It's, oh, I can say anything, hear anything, and but it's all okay. It's all okay. It's not. I don't want anyone to be different. What does it mean? I want you to be. You should be different. You should be like this or like that. No, but of course, if it's possible for me to share something, I share it. If I'm asked, I would share definitely. But otherwise, it's God's freedom. It is God's freedom. God, He made the gazelle, made the lion.
Yes.
He made the elephant, and He made also the Sahara Desert or some other deserts where there is no water. Everything. The giraffe, He make the giraffe. He make the monkeys, makes everything. So my son, my brother, how my brother is my father. He made, this doesn't mean I don't get hurt. I was very, very hurt when I was younger by my father. And I thought, okay, God, this was really something. I mean, God really presented me with something that I fought with for a very long time. I fought with, and then I realized my fighting. So, what am I fighting with? Who am I fighting with? So I say, okay, no, I understand. I understand. It doesn't mean that I am going to invite a snake to live in my house. No, I understand. Why should I hate the snake? I don't hate the snake. The snake is very good. It's the mice. The mice. So, it's about peace and love. The peace and the love, and the peace and the love. We don't have conditions. You don't have conditions about, oh, I want you to be like this, like that. Why are you like this? You should be like this and like that.
But you know what is very, very beautiful at the moment, that I realize more and more, that I can be like transparent. It's like I have no opinion. And all other opinions can come, and
Yes.
I have no problem with that. I can listen to them, and it's okay.
Yes. Yes. I know. Because we respect other people's freedom, you know. You know, so, and for the body mind, the intelligence is there to take care of the body mind until the intelligence says, okay, that's good enough. Let's get rid of this old shoe, you know, boom. But in terms of for the world, we respect everybody's freedom, you know. And it's really, you know, Francis sometimes talks about our freedom to suffer, that we choose, you know, the me, we choose identification, because no one is forcing us to believe that we are mortal. No one is forcing us. And but we make that choice. Most 7 billion people of us take the choice that, you know, I am the body, I am this man, I am this woman, I am this son, I am this daughter. But God's whisper is always there. There's always an invitation to recognize that the reality is not a physical reality. Reality is not physical. It's not made out of flesh and bones. It's not made out of atoms and molecules. It's not made out of iron, metal, and wood. The reality is when we look at I presence, I awareness, we realize, you know,
So all is well like it is.
yes, all is well as it is. And this all is I consciousness. There is no all outside of consciousness. There is no inside or outside to consciousness. There isn't here or there. That's where we really recognize the love. We recognize our oneness, our wholeness, the real love. It's not a physical love. It's way beyond the tiny limitations of objects, so-called objects. Love is so beautiful.
Yes.
Marty?
Yes. Okay, Mina.
Hello.
Thank you so much.
Okay. Hello, is this Maria? I am not hearing.
Yeah.
Yes, hello.
Marty,
Yes,
just
hello.
want to say that when you say, oh,
I am hearing you on and off, Maria. And now I am not hearing you at all.
So, okay.
Anybody else?
Maybe it's not working.
Oh, okay. I'm hearing you on and off. Yes, I think there is a connection issue. Any questions?
Hi, Mati. Can you hear me?
Yes, Maria, I hear you now.
Hello?
Yes, Maria. Oops. Oh, now I'm not hearing you. Yeah, I think we are having a connection issue, Maria. If you hear me, I just want you to know I'm not hearing you. So
Hi, Mati.
okay, I hear you again. Okay. We'll take on another question, Maria, because I cannot hear you in case there is another question. So any questions? Okay, well, very lovely to be with you all. Charlie, Rahul, Holger, Mina,
Thank you, Magdi.
Kestley, Esther, Majid, you are it?
Yes, I'm okay. Today you are soaring, but you have a sweet sadness. Today, some sweet sadness.
Yes,
I can feel.
There's always a sweet sadness in the background. Maria, Kelly, Richard.
Thank you, Magdi.
So, yes, lovely to see you. George, hi George. Frank, lovely to see you, Frank. Hello, Peter, John.
Thank you, thank you.
Marga, Ibrahim, hello, Ibrahim, and Scott. Okay, very lovely. And
Okay,
yeah,
thank you.
if you want, you can always email me. Otherwise, next time. Okay.
Thank you, Magdi.
Thank you,
Bye-bye.
Magdi.
Okay,
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.